Welcome to another episode of Kelly's Reality. Today, I am super excited to have Ty Davis, and he is the founder of the Dare to Be Yourself campaign, which for those of you watching on video, I am actually wearing his shirt today. I absolutely love it. I am thinking I need to get a tie-dye one. I know you guys just released some amazing tie-dye ones for right?
Yes, we did. And I just want to say thank you so much, Kelly, for inviting me to be on your podcast. I'm so very excited for this.
Great. Yeah, I am so excited to hear you and just kind of hear about how this all started and what it means to you.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about what does this campaign mean? Where did it come from? Give us some background on daring to be yourself.
Yeah. So Dare to Be Yourself is a motivational, inspirational lifestyle apparel company. And what we do is we challenge champions to live as their true, authentic selves. While doing that, each and every month, we drop new slogans for whatever may be happening that month. For example, right now we're in Pride, and so we came out with an LGBTQIA plus shirt, tie-dyed with all the colors of the rainbow, and we teamed up with Ruth Ellis. So a percentage of the proceeds will actually go towards Ruth Ellis, which is a LGBTQIA plus homeless youth shelter.
Fabulous. That's so awesome. Great. So how long has this campaign been in the works? Where did it come from? What sparked it?
Yeah, so Dare to Be Yourself has been around in August we'll be celebrating 1 year.
Great.
Right? And so I'm very excited for that. We have a very great 1 year anniversary that we're trying to plan. We're trying to plan it.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's been in the works since 2017.
Okay.
And I didn't launch until 2019 when I was at one of the most lowest points ever of my life. I had just lost my job, where I was working at a technology software company. And for months and months, I really struggled to pay bills, to keep, my place where I live. I live downtown. I have a loft downtown Detroit. And, during those times, I really understood what it means, to find your purpose.
Yep.
And, every time I think back, to those days and everything, I thank God and the universe for how far I've come and for my support system. Really, your tribe. I always say to my friends, our vibe attracts our tribe.
Yep.
And I'm just so thankful for them because I was able to lean on them throughout those tough times. And they really held me together along with family. So
wonderful. Well, I'm so glad you were able to turn truly one of, like you said, the lowest points of your life, a negative thing. And you're like, I'm not going to sit here in this. I'm going to switch this around and do something positive, not just for yourself, but for everyone and put this out there. So I love that.
Yeah.
That's so awesome that you were able to do that. So when people get to your website, the first thing they are greeted with, it says, welcome to the journey to be your authentic self. And so that's something huge to me. Tell me about why is it so important that we be authentic to ourselves and the world?
Yeah. So, I mean, and I totally left out on our mission statement. Our mission statement is we live in a world where everyone's so scared to be, but if you dare to be, what more do you have to worry about?
Yeah.
So many times people are so worried about the presumptions of others, right? And what others are going to think or what others are going to say. But at the end of the day, the only one you can worry about is the person between these two shoulders, which is yourself.
Yep.
And it's so crazy because when I was younger, we always hear that the only person you need to worry about from our parents and family is yourself.
Yeah.
Well, that's really the only person that you need to worry about bringing happiness to is yourself.
For sure. Yeah.
And so that's, how I came up with that, our mission and what we stand for.
That's beautiful. I love that.
Yeah.
That's something that everyone needs. Like you said, we hear it a lot, but you have to feel it. You have to feel that, okay, I accept myself. I might not love the way I look or how my body is or something about you physically. But you know what? We need to learn to accept who we are. And like you said, not be afraid to be yourself. So many of us are living in fear of what others might think. And it's so important. And I love it. And I love that too, because you're very inclusive of all races and body types. And you celebrate diversity and beauty in every single type of person.
Exactly. And like, I mean, that's really what we need more so of in
Yeah,
today are
absolutely.
companies like Dare to Be Yourself. And let me tell
Yes.
you, I don't know if I can say this, but I will be the first one to say when I think we are leading the pack,
Yeah.
really leading by example. Let me say that we're leading by example when it comes to, we are a black owned company. You get what I'm saying? Like we
Yep.
support the LGBTQIA plus
Yeah.
community. We
Yeah.
support, those on the front lines. Cause our last campaign was when someone bought a Dare to Be Yourself shirt,
Mhm.
someone on the front line got a Dare to Be the Front Line,
I saw
you
that. Yeah.
know?
Yep.
And so, I mean, we teamed up with Carmano's last October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Dare to Be Cured. We did an event for them.
Uh-huh.
So like really, you really have to, and it's so crazy because I'll be honest, I don't know business. Like I'm so
Yeah.
thankful for my team,
Uh-huh.
right? But I'm
Yep.
I'm learning each and every day, and
Yeah.
like I always say, I'm like a flower
Yeah.
growing from the root up.
Uh-huh.
So.
And growing and changing, and you touched on a little bit, especially now as a Black business owner,
Hmm.
especially with the Supreme Court decision yesterday.
Yes, yes,
It's been a very transformational time for both
it has.
communities. Um,
Exactly.
so do you have hope for the future with the changes that have been happening, or are you kind of unsure? Like, what do you think about the future with all the changes going on now?
I think that this is great.
Mhm.
As a member of the LGBTQIA plus
Yeah.
community, I think this
Mhm.
is great.
Yeah.
To see where we're heading, to see the direction. I will say this, that it's sad that it took so long,
Mhm.
but I'm
Mhm.
happy that it's here. You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying? We're in 2020. You get what I'm saying? And so, we're just going to continue to progress in
Mhm.
every realm, in every aspect.
Yeah. I love that. So you have
Yeah.
hope for the future then.
Yes, 1000%.
I'm glad to.
1000%.
Yeah. Now, going back to kind of the confidence and stuff, were you always a confident, self-assured person, or did you have a tough journey to get to where you are now?
Oh my gosh. I have been on the mountaintop and
Uh-huh.
I've been on the valley.
Yeah.
Growing up, I'm very appreciative of my family.
Mhm.
But like growing up, I always I lack confidence in myself,
Mhm.
right? Because I was never the skinny little boy. I was always, like what I remember. I don't have kids,
Mhm.
but I don't know if Husky is still around in
Oh
the family,
yeah.
like
Mhm.
with like in the toddler. But I
Yep.
think that should be removed. You get what I'm saying? Because there's a complex of like growing up and thinking, as Dare to Be Yourself expands. I
Mhm.
never want to have a Husky line. You
Yeah.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that will never
Yeah.
happen because I remember being scarred from it,
Ugh,
you know, and and
gosh.
always being like, oh, that's not Husky, so you can't wear that.
Yeah.
So like my confidence has really, I've just been like a butterfly
Mhm.
who's really blossoming
Yeah.
into this person that I am today and
Uh-huh.
making sure that, mentally I'm well, physically, spiritually, and emotionally all well.
Yeah. And what advice would you give for someone that's maybe struggling with confidence? I know as a therapist, I work with a lot of people who they can't even really look in the mirror. They hate taking pictures or being tagged
Mhm.
on social media. They just don't really like who they are or what they look like. What advice would you give to someone that is struggling like that?
I would say to write down who you are.
Mm.
Write down, write down you are smart.
Mhm.
Write down words of affirmation,
Ah,
right? So the first thing that I do, and it's so crazy because my roommate is also a therapist as well.
ah,
Um, and so, I mean, one thing that like she's really like helped me with is in terms of like words of affirmation and speaking into the world, and speaking into what I want,
yep,
right? Along with prayer as well.
yep.
And so every morning I read off my vision board,
Ah,
and I
love that.
have a list of, requirements that I also speak into the universe,
Uh-huh.
right? And so the first thing that I do when I wake up, I don't look at my phone. You get what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I, no, I do not look at my phone. Um, I look at my vision board, my letter, pardon me, is right next to my bed as well, that I read every morning. And then I pray and I meditate. And so really what I would say to someone is just remember, it's so funny. It's from the movie. Have you ever seen the movie The Help?
Oh my gosh. I think that's been out a couple of years. So I think I saw bits and pieces of it. I need to watch.
You got to rewatch it because it's a classic. What I would say to someone who's struggling is you were smart, you was kind, you was beautiful, you was important. You was smart, you was kind, you was beautiful, you are important. Those would be my words to someone.
And even like you said, you have to write it down somewhere. Just remind yourself that you are those things. And you don't have to look a certain way to do it. You just are, by being a human that you are. You're inherently those things. Smart, kind, beautiful. What was the other? No,
important.
Important. Yes.
Like
you are all of those things just by existing. And so many of us think we have to look a certain way, or I'll be confident when I look this way, or if I lose the weight, or if I have new clothes. But then you get to that point and you realize, I'm still not maybe feeling as confident as I thought I would. And it comes from within.
And let me tell you something. I'm 27 now, right? And I don't have a six-pack, right? But let me tell you, at night, I sleep very well, right? Because, I'm confident, right, with who I am. And I know that, hey, I am made in the image. Right? And so I don't have to worry about anything,
That's so beautiful. And you just radiate confidence. You're the type of person that it just comes out. You can just feel it. But you weren't born this way. You didn't wake up saying like, oh, I'm great. It was a progress. It was a journey for you. And every day gets a little bit better, I would think.
You are absolutely 100% right about that.
And like you said, I might not have a six-pack, but I sleep really good at night. And you probably, again, it's so much with social media too. We compare ourselves to what we see online. You find yourself going down that rabbit hole of comparing yourself to others, whether it's in business and what they're doing, or if it's physically.
But one thing I can say, Kelly, and this is I actually posted this meme. I can't remember it exactly, but it said something along the lines of the difference between you and I is when I see someone on social media doing something positive, I'm rooting for them, right? I'm not becoming jealous of them. And that's with me. There are people who, my friend group, my associates, so on and so forth, they're way more successful than me, right? But what I have to remember and what I remind myself of daily is that it's not apples to oranges. You get what I'm saying? They're on their journey and I'm on mine. Right? In due time. Everyone loves to say, oh my God, Ty, congratulations, this, that, and the third. And one thing I always say is the best is yet to come.
Oh, I love that.
The best is yet to come, no matter what. No matter where Dare to Be Yourself goes tomorrow. And I have always asked myself to always keep that same mentality of the best is yet to come.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
So because so many people think, oh, I peaked in high school, or like it's all downhill from here. But you're right. Like there's always something beautiful that can happen in the future too. And the best is yet to come. You keep working and grinding and like you said, getting in touch with, your inner soul, spirit, whatever that guides you. And the best is still out there. It can still be out there. I love that.
Thanks.
And I love what you said too. You're cheering on other people. I'm the same way. Like I see other therapists, other bloggers. I'm the first one to, give them a follow or reach out and say, I love what you're doing. And I wish that in general, people could be more collaborative like that. I think there is a tendency to, fear people as competition, but it's really not like that. We can learn so much from others, especially
from other people.
Yeah. Why do you think there is such a fear or jealousy or competition instead of wanting to work and join forces with someone?
I think because people's energy is off, right? You're so busy looking at what someone else is doing instead of being worried about what you're doing. It goes back to the comment that I made earlier about only being able to be worried about the person between your two shoulders, which is yourself.
Yep.
You know, and if you're so busy focused on what the next person is doing, right, I'm not paying attention to what I'm actually doing.
Right.
You know, and so it's just like you got to stay focused on yourself. You have
Mm-hmm.
to know your goals. You have to know where you're headed,
Yeah.
right, and not worry about someone else trying to like no,
Yeah.
like blindside or no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just kind of bringing it back to you and what you're doing. A lot of times we'll get caught up like in the comparison, or like you said, you have friends with really successful businesses, and I'm sure it would be easy to just say like, well, I'm not at that level yet. I could just give up. Why? What's the point? But yeah, if you bring it back to you and your passion and think about why am I really doing this? And like you said, what's between your two shoulders? That's what really bringing it back to that. And like, what were my goals? What do I want to do with my life? You know, it's great that someone else is succeeding, but I'm not them. I don't have this journey. And also, you wouldn't want to be them.
And I'll be 100% transparent with you.
Mm-hmm.
I graduated college in 2016. I was student body president at Spring Arbor University. And let me tell you something. The moment like I was supposed to take a job in corporate America, I didn't. Right.
Mm-hmm.
I started working at Lululemon in Birmingham. Right. Was working there for like 2.5 years, right? And the entire time, like, I was not struggling, but I didn't have financial freedom, financial abundance,
Yeah.
if I must say. And that's when, I got the job at the technology software company, and, I was working 2 jobs, right? Monday through Friday, technology software company, weekends at Lululemon, right? As part-time. And I'll be honest with you, it wasn't until I launched Dare to Be Yourself that I began to find my fullness. I began to find what my true calling was, right?
Yeah.
But it goes back to I wasn't worried about what, outsiders or the naysayers were saying about me. Like, Ty has a college degree and he's working here. Don't worry about me. I'm not asking you for anything, right? So like, don't worry about me and where I'm going. And now to see where I'm at today, I truly thank God, because I could have like given up and went and worked a corporate job and hated it.
Right?
Absolutely hated it. But I stayed true to the course.
Good for you.
And it goes back to what we were just saying about sometimes it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows.
Yep.
You're going to have to go through that, because I see what I went through to what I had to get to.
Yes.
So.
And I always say too, people are going to offer their opinions, whether it's to your face, behind your back, on social media. People are going to say what they want to say. And you kind of touched on it, that unless it's someone that you respect their opinion, or that you're asking for their opinion or advice, no, it's dirt off my shoulders, because it doesn't matter to me unless I'm asking you. And unless I really respect the person and say like, okay, they could give me some, constructive criticism or guide me in some way. Why am I going to take advice from, some internet troll or someone from my past who doesn't believe in me?
Wait, hold. Kelly?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't know it like froze for a moment.
Sorry. No problem. So yeah, I love how you said just keep your own path. There's going to be the naysayers. There's going to be the negative comments. So just getting back to yourself. Too, you are a really big advocate for mental health, and you talk about it on social media. So talk to me about, what does mental health and wellness mean to you?
Yeah. So, mental health is very serious. And as I've gotten older, I've seen how mental health in, different communities may look different. But for myself, I have to make sure that I'm well. I have to make sure I'm getting into working out, because, I'm not trying to have a six pack, but I just want to be, healthy.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And so making sure that I'm meditating, making sure that I'm journaling how I feel, making sure I'm talking to my therapist.
Yep.
If I don't talk to my therapist, I'm like, something's off. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I am a big advocate and always will be for mental health, because it goes back to those times when I was struggling, right? And if it wasn't for my therapist, or what could have gone through my mind, the things that did go through my mind that I didn't actually go, do,
Yeah.
but it was just all about having that support and my
Mhm.
therapist. And so,
yeah. And I love that you're so open to talk about it. I've talked a lot about how I have even family and friends that will unfollow me on social media because they don't want to be associated with a mental health account. There's so much stigma about it. Even asking someone for a therapist recommendation is like, oh, I don't know. So I love that you're honest. And yeah, I think I wouldn't have gone into this field if I didn't believe personally in the power of therapy and change. And gosh, I mean, think about when you walk into your therapist's office and you have all this burden on you, and then you have your session, don't you just walk out feeling lighter and like you could take on the world? And
I walk out feeling like, wow, I don't walk out saying, oh my God, I hope that this doesn't get repeated, or, like we just have that relationship, because sometimes when you trust your friends, they'll burn you so bad.
Yep.
Right. But that therapist, you never have to worry about them ever burning you unless you're doing harm to yourself.
Right. Exactly.
Or,
Yep.
But outside of that, they keep everything within.
Yeah. And that's what I love. Yeah, I love that too, because it's almost like talking to a best friend who's not going to judge you and who's going to, like you said, keep the secret. They're not going to run and tell someone else in your crew that, oh, look what Kelly said or what Ty said. And it's so nice knowing that it is confidential and they're unbiased. And oh my gosh, there's just nothing better. And that's what I try to just encourage people. I mean, wouldn't you kind of explain therapy as just really just talking and unloading and sorting through stuff? It's not scary, I don't think.
Not at all. Not at all. And you know what? It's like you have to be willing to take that leap of, so many people are scared.
Yeah.
You just got to take that leap. You got to just do it. Be like Nike, just do it.
Yes. I love that motto and so many things.
Yes.
So why do you think there is such a stigma still to this day?
I would say it goes back to the way our upbringings, right? A lot of times emotions and things like that aren't really spoken upon, right? It's like that unspoken thing.
Yeah.
And so now, as you grow up, I think parents are much more willing to support, your child's, emotions, so on and so forth. But it doesn't just stop when they're a child.
Yeah.
Right. You have to continue, even if you don't have kids. I don't have kids, but I'm saying like, I will still always be there emotionally for my friends.
Yeah.
Right. Sure. And just being there, like, despite everything that people have going on, we all have schedules, but you can schedule a time to get together with a friend. Yeah. One thing that I hate that people say is, oh my gosh, I'm so busy. We all are. We all are. Trust me. Oh yeah. But let me tell you something. If people all the way, and I don't care, freaking New York, let's say for example, can make time for me and put me on a schedule, why can't you?
Yes. Yeah.
And I've honestly had some of those tough conversations with my friends, honestly.
And you should. Yeah, I think you're right. It's just, I hate that too. I try not to use that like, oh, life is so crazy or life is so hectic, I'm so busy. And also too, the other one that goes with that is, oh yeah, let's get together soon. And then it never happens and a year goes by. So it's hard. You almost got to pin those plans down, something concrete.
It's kind of like when you had reached out to me, you were like, after, the restaurants and everything open, let's schedule lunch.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, it's on my to-do list, on my planner to email you before end of business day. To be like, okay, great. When can we get together? Like, I'm a real big one for being like, oh, let's not say soon. Let's put a date on the calendar because, the calendar's filling up. So,
and we're going to lead by example for everyone listening today. We are going to make an in-person friend check-in happen before the end of the business day. And that's so important because we really need that connection, whether it's, an in-person meeting or even like a FaceTime or a text right now. I know everything's a little still trying to figure out how we're going to get back into the world, but I think it's so important that those friends get you through life, friends,
they do.
Trusted inner circle. And that's what we have to rely on. And we're failing and falling in that in so many aspects because of, like you said, oh, soon, let's get together soon. Or, I'm so busy. but we need to really just make the time for relationships and our fellow human beings. We need that connection.
We absolutely do.
Yeah. Oh. Now, so what was interesting to me about your campaign was Dare to be the front line. I am married to a physician, so that especially hits close to home for me. I love that you guys were giving. Okay, so tell me about what you did for the frontline workers during COVID.
Yes. So what we did was business was shut down. Like we were closed. And I got together, I sent out an email to my team. We're small but mighty, right? And I said, guys, we have to do something. Staying silent. I know we're a small business. I don't know how we're going to do it, but staying silent is not the answer. Right. And so, we came up with, let's support a local pizzeria, right? Papa's Pizza, Berkeley, and Oak Park, right? And so, that's what we did. When someone bought a Dare to Be Yourself shirt, someone on the front line got a Dare to Be the Front Line. Yeah. Pardon me. And so, and I'll be honest, we did not take zero, not 1 cent for ourselves. Wow. You get what I'm saying? We donated everything. And I'm so thankful for my team because, they were willing to do it because we know later on that we will reap what we did. And we weren't doing it for that. We were doing it just to be humans and to do a good deed. Yeah. So, which by the way, I will definitely send your husband a shirt as well. Oh,
that I'm sure he would love it. Yes. Then be matching. Yes. I love that campaign. And so what's next for the campaign? I know you said every month you try, I know Pride Month, you guys are focusing on what do you see in the future for you guys?
I mean, there are so many different ways for our 1 year anniversary. So, the slogans, we don't come out with a new slogan every month, but we really try, depending upon what month it is. Dare to Be Loved for February, so on and so forth. But we're gearing up. We have a really big announcement. We're going to be expanding our adult line. And so that's all I'm going to say for now.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, but we have some really big, exciting plans for the future that we're so excited for.
Awesome. I cannot wait to watch. I'm the biggest fan. I support it. I loved it.
Yes, we'll have to see if we could do some type of interview live at our 1 year anniversary, which will be August 20th. Yes. I think that would be great, and you'll be able to get live content of what we're doing.
Yeah. That's so exciting. So you've been putting this great vibe out into the world for almost a year now, and I absolutely love that.
Yes.
So wrapping up a little bit, I've loved talking to you, and I would love to
I love talking to you too, Kelly. It was great.
So if there's one piece of advice that you want people to remember most from us chatting, what would that be? What would you want them to walk away with?
I want you to walk away with being able to have a dream, right? Like Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said, I have a dream. Yeah. Having a dream, finding out how am I gonna start that dream, right? It doesn't have to be a business. It could be, whatever your dream may be. And daring to be yourself while doing it. Yeah. That would be my one piece of advice that I would give to everyone. Always dare to be yourself.
Yeah. Oh, that's so amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. And there's no pressure on that. It's just, have a dream, be yourself, you do the rest. No pressure. Exactly. You don't have to be perfect. You just need to be you.
Exactly.
Oh, and what a great, just to be able to sit with that and just say, hey, I'm me. This is my dream. Not judging, not trying to set the bar high, but such great words of wisdom.
Yes.
Now, if people want to find you personally on social media and find out more about the Dare to Be Yourself campaign, where can they go?
Yes. Okay. So for if you want to follow the business page, for any of those that want to follow the business page, it is Dare to Be Yourself. Yourself is YOURSELF LLC on Facebook and Instagram. If you want to go to our website, it is www.daretby.com. Okay. And if they want to follow me on Instagram, my Instagram is tidy.davis, I think. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Well, again, congratulations on almost doing 1 year of this. I cannot wait to see where you guys are going next, and hopefully this takes off, nationwide, worldwide. I think everyone needs to dare to be themselves and to have a dream And yeah, we'd love to probably even hear from some people. I'd love for them to share with us what their dreams are and who they are too. So yeah, don't forget to reach out to Ty and myself on social media. Let us know who you are and what your dream is, and dare to make it big too.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much, Ty Davis. I really appreciate you chatting with me, and I cannot wait to see how far you guys go with this. It's a beautiful campaign.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Kelly.
Thanks again.
Thanks.